Hey guys, what's going on? Chimdi here. So a while ago I did this really cool tilting scrolling cards prototype in Figma, and here's a tutorial for how you can achieve the same results. Let's go! Alright, so let's get into it. I'll start by creating the avatar component. I'll hit A, make a frame that's 68 by 68, create a rectangle inside, make this 60. I usually prefer to use rectangles for circles because you can go from being a rectangle to a circle, but you can't go from being a circle to a rectangle. So, food for thought. Let's keep that in mind. So round the edges. Okay, so maybe make this 52. Duplicate this. Remove the fill, add a stroke to it. Make this stroke, now 4 is too heavy, 3 should be, okay, let's try 2. Then change it from solid to dash. We can increase this. Yeah, 9 dashes is fine. Then reduce this to 4. So we're trying to make it feel like a story. That's the essence of doing this. Now we'll make the corners rounded. Then change it from inside to center. Yeah, I think we should be good. Then the text. Duplicate this, make this 16. 20 minutes ago. Make this one regular. Make this one bold. Auto layout. Name this text. Put this in another auto layout. Reduce this to 12. Rename it avatar. Command Alt K, and we're good to go. So next thing is to create the video components. Create another frame. Make this 226 by 446. That should be fine. Then we'll change the border radius to 16. So the next thing we'll do is we'll fill this with a video. Fill video, choose video. Okay, let's do this first. So let's make this video a bit wider. It seems too slim. So I'll click on this. I'll change it to 276. Yeah, a lot better. Then I'll duplicate this. Then make a third one. So I'll name this video 1 dash autoplay. Then the third, I'll make a video 1 dash tilt. So for this third one, I'm going to reduce the width to 125. Then we're going to create the illusion that this is tilted. Make this 12 and a 12. Yeah, I think that's better. Alright, so the next thing we'll do is to add a gradient at the bottom of each of these cards. There are many ways you can add a gradient. I'll just use this rectangle to do that. I know, so we'll change this to 0, change this to linear. So you can see that with this gradient, the contrast at the bottom is improved. So we'll just reduce the opacity here. Yeah, I think 70 should work fine. We'll use a plugin to fill in the avatar. Content wheel, image, avatars, or okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. So we can work with this. So I'll paste this here. So for this third state, we're going to do two things. We're going to increase the height. Three things actually. We'll increase the height. We'll tilt this avatar component. Then we'll add something else that creates the illusion of this card being tilted. So first, let's increase the height to 546. Yeah. Next, we'll tilt this avatar component. We'll use another plugin to do this called QDAT. This is my go-to plugin whenever I have to tilt something. So we'll tilt it by 30 degrees. Yep, 30. Seems a little large, so we could scale it down, say 0.8. Yep, seems just fine. The third thing we'll do is to add this rectangle at the top and at the bottom. It will be tilted at 30 degrees to create the illusion of the card being tilted. But before we add them, we need to do something first. So we need to put this inside a frame, and I'll explain why in a little bit. So let's put this in a frame. We'll remove this clip content property, or uncheck rather. So now that we have this, we're going to have to place it in here first, because this is going to be animated, right? So we'll place it in this version first, so that it's going to animate into the other state on this third one. Then it's not going to be visible at all here. So we duplicate this, flip it vertically, take it to the top. Now that we've done this, we'll copy this and paste here. All right. The reason why we put this inside a frame is so we can anchor it to a particular point, right? So that when it rotates, it doesn't rotate from the center, it rotates from the edge. And this is very useful for this particular prototype, for the effects that we're trying to create. So you can see how this rotates. It doesn't rotate from the center, because what is controlling this rotation is this frame here, not necessarily the object itself. So you can use this trick whenever you want something to rotate at a particular anchor point instead of the center. We'll replicate or apply the same thing to the bottom. Then we'll make these into components. So Command Alt K, Command Alt K, Command Alt K. Then I'll select all three of these, combine as variants. Awesome. So since we have video 1, we need 5 of these. So I'll just speed through the process of making 4 more of these. Okay, so I won't bother about the details of editing all the names and avatar images and all that. You can do that when you're working on yours. So right now, we'll just jump into the next phase of this. which is composing all of these components into the stacked cards. And here's how we'll do this. So I'll grab this variant that's set to autoplay, then make one copy of this, scale it down by 2.9, make another copy, scale it down to 0.8, make another copy, scale it down to 0.7, then make a final copy and scale it down to 0.6. Now, if you don't have to use this exact scale. Personally, I don't even like this scale, so maybe we'll do this all over again. I don't like how this looks. It looks too linear for my liking. I want it to have a bit of a curve at the end. So I think I'll just eyeball it for the most part. Okay, I think this is fine. So what I'll do is I'll create a frame, set the width to 390. Yeah, I think the height is fine too. Then I'll put all of these inside the frame. Okay, so let's center this within the frame. Awesome. And this is going to be, let's name this stacked state 1. Right? So what we'll do is change all of these other variants to video 2, video 3, video 4, and video 5 respectively. So this is video 1 and it's set to autoplay. I'm going to select all of these, change them to still. The reason is I only want the video at the top to play. I don't want all these other ones to play automatically. Then I'm going to select this, change it to video 2. Change this to video 3. Change this to video 4, and change the last one to video 5. Awesome. Then duplicate this. Now what I'll do is this. I'll go grab this component, this tilted variant of this component. Then I'll center this. Let me turn off clip content. Then I'll move this to the edge of this frame. So what I'll do now is I'll change this to video 2, change video 2 to 3, change 3 to 4, change 4 to 5, then change 5 to 1. So I'll go ahead to repeat this process until video 1 comes back to the top. Okay, so we'll go ahead to make these into components. then merge all of them. So the next thing we'll do is to prototype all of these. We'll click on this prototype, drag this down, set this to on drag, change to, and set the animation to smart animate, then ease in and out. Maybe set this to 400 milliseconds. Then we'll repeat this process. Now, when we get here, we'll do something a bit different. Now we'll drag this back up, but with different settings. So we'll set this to after delay, 1 millisecond, instant. Now the reason is simple. What this will do is when you scroll up to this last state, we want it to quickly change back into this one so that it loops endlessly. So I'll go grab the frame so we can place animation, so we can place our card prototype into it and see how it works. So I'll just quickly copy, then paste this in here, set it to align to center, and this should do. Prototype, I'll just set this to have a starting point. Name this scoring cards. Well, as you can see, there's an issue. So there's more than one thing set to autoplay. Also, we need to mute everything. So I'll just quickly do that. I don't want it to have any audio. Mute. So let's try this again. Basically what I did is I set this first state, the still state, to not autoplay. So when we start this, only this autoplay state will autoplay. So let's try this again. Oh yes, so I figured out what the issue is, and this is an issue you're likely going to encounter yourself. So please be very cautious of it. Now, what the challenge is, why the transitions aren't working is because in the process of duplicating all of this, for some reason, the names of each of these components changed. So I'm going to have to go fix that manually. I'll just speed through it in the video. Basically, all I'm trying to do is to pair the name of this to the name in this in the following components under it. So for instance, this is supposed to be video 1, right? Just the same way as video 1 here. So we'll go and rename all of this. Awesome, done. So let's go back in and try this out. Hopefully it works this time. On drag. Let's try this again. Okay, so I think what we'll do is, my guess is this, maybe Figma doesn't know which is which. So we'll name the square object at the bottom differently from the one on top. So let's try that and see if it solves this problem. Okay, so let's try this out. If it works here, then we can apply the same technique to all the other components. Perfect, it worked. So let's go do the same thing for all the other ones. All right, so now we've fixed all of this stuff. I think we're good, finally. So let's give this another shot and see how it works. Perfect. Perfect. You see how this works seamlessly. So yeah, this is how you create a tilting card effect in Figma. Let me know if you found this useful. I'd love to hear your thoughts, comments, suggestions, whatever it is. See you guys on another video. Thanks.